What's up?
Hey.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
We back.
Good morning.
Good morning. And what's up to all the new followers, too?
I know. Welcome. Hello. If this
10
is
racks.
your first episode, no pressure to us, right?
Yeah, right. No pressure. Hopefully, y'all probably didn't listen over the weekend. Y'all probably starting like Monday. You know what I mean?
You think
like,
so?
Yeah,
I think most people will go to their community area first.
That's a good point. That's what most people have been doing.
That's what most people say.
Most
they
people
say
been doing
they
that.
go to their community area first, and if they like it, they continue listening.
Wow. What if your community area was not fun?
Yeah.
now they all been fun.
They've all been fun.
They all been
except
fun.
for one.
Which one?
The one that's really skinny with the highway in the middle.
Oh, not Fullerton Park. Yeah, Fullerton.
Yeah, Fullerton Park.
Yeah, Fuller Park. I mean,
Fuller Park. There it is.
the one with the socks in it.
It's
Huh?
so small.
You said the one with the socks.
Well, because there's not much going on there other than the Sox Stadium.
It ain't much going on in
There's
there.
no right.
Hey, one for the Cubs. Anyway,
I feel like let's not talk about Chicago sports this week.
Yeah, right.
Traumatic.
Boy, these Bears. Don't get me started on the Bears
no.
again. Here's a trivia question for all the newbies. Did we do this at the beginning?
Why are Chicago fans still fans of sports?
Yeah, that's a trivia question. No, but what was Chicago's first FM radio station?
Good question.
It is still around right now.
That's crazy.
But aside from that, let's get in tune. Today is going to be a fun one. 77 Flavors of Chicago. Let's crack.
It's Sarah.
And it's Dario.
And we traveled through all of Chicago's 77 community areas. We shared some great stories and took you to our favorite restaurants.
But you know what? There's more Chicago history and food to discover.
So join us as we connect you to the greatest city in the world.
You know why? Because this is 77 Flavors of Chicago. Yeah, buddy. Welcome back again. Heck yeah. Because this is 77 Flavors of Chicago.
I think the majority of people listen Monday morning, right?
Yeah.
Like between morning and lunch.
We get a nice dose in the morning, but then I think most people, I don't know, I could be completely wrong.
Morning
but
commute.
Yeah, morning commute. What the hell? You are trying to compute in the morning.
Yeah, for real.
Some people's brain don't get started till at least 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Damn. Damn.
People gonna lose. The newbies gonna be like, damn, all they do is roast us, man.
Yes.
Look, that's because y'all be acting wild on the internet. First of all,
No, none of our listeners act wild on the internet. It's the
Shit.
people that don't know us that act wild on the internet.
That's true.
Guys,
No,
we had one post go like
Viral.
slightly viral. Okay?
That bad boy start going crazy.
Viral means 1 million plus videos.
Man,
so
viral
we
means we
are
got 10,000 followers.
10%.
That's what viral means.
No. Viral is like 1 million. Anyway, it got a lot of views, and so people like you usually get a ton of followers when that happens, which we did, and welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
But we also got a bunch of like trolls.
We did. That's the internet. That comes with the territory.
And then people arguing with each other.
Yeah, for
like
real.
calling each other out. And that was hilarious.
That's kind of funny. Yeah.
That is funny.
We read the comments. We just might not respond to all of them. Only ones we respond to are the ones where y'all wrong. Y'all saying we wrong. You wrong. Y'all wrong. But enough of that.
And we respond to the nice ones.
We do. Actually, we respond to those
We
too.
respond to a lot of them. But the ones we don't respond to is the one where people are beefing with each other. Because I'm not trying to be nobody's parent.
Hey, look, I ain't getting...
If you feel like your parents raised you to cuss people on the internet, do that.
I'm glad.
Nothing to do with me.
I'm
not
glad
trying
us
to get
talking
cussed.
about Chicago history brought out the anger. Anyway.
I mean, Chicagoans love Chicago.
Yeah, right.
So
even if they wrong, they love the southern.
They're gonna defend it.
That southernmost and northernmost tip got y'all fucked up.
For real.
Y'all hurt over that. All right, enough of that. The week was good.
Yeah.
What
did you do this week?
So we reorganized the room, the office, and this is
not that anyone knew what it looked like before.
Right, y'all
or
didn't
now.
know. Y'all don't know, but like
we could lie.
Right, we could say it's a multi-million-dollar, but they know we lying then too.
Actually, can I paint a picture for you? Part of our office has the stairs that are going to the unit above us. So you kind of get this like Harry Potter living under the staircase feel.
A little bit. A little bit. You do.
It gives it whimsy.
It is.
It's whimsical in here.
But the way it's decorated now.
Oh yeah, it's a square. It's a rectangle. So there's
the college rules apply. push things along the wall,
I agree.
and you get more space.
Yeah.
And this looks very good, very good. I am impressed with it. But
I know
I don't know why that was the highlight, but for
because
this week,
before that it was
a
Dario's mess.
it was a wreck, man. It was a wreck. I shouldn't.
You're like organized chaos.
Yeah, very organized chaos, but it got out of control.
I don't know about very organized.
No. By my standards, I'm
organized, very chaos is what you mean. Organized a lot of chaos.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is
There was. I don't even want to.
It's kind of cool. This is.
He just put his leg up on me.
Hey, this is comfortable.
Let's do this, and then you put
And
your
then
leg
I put my leg up. First of all, I got to bend my leg. I can't even get it up there.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
This is a good position. All right, enough. All right, we acting ratchet early. If you trust us, this is a history podcast.
Yeah.
Trust us, it is.
Just do. Usually, you can skip the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
Actually, I'm gonna jump right into it. Because I was gonna go in about the Bears, but I'm not gonna even do that.
Yeah.
The Cubs kind of pissing me off too a little bit. They've been slacking too. But let's get into the Chicago history because I've been vocal about saying this is probably one of my favorite episodes.
You've set this episode up a lot.
Yes.
So let's not,
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. I want y'all to know that this episode came from me just thinking about Chicago.
You just thought.
I just thought because some history. I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but for the new people, right? I used to be a dope ass home theater salesperson, so TV is in my nature, right? It's in my nature, and I knew Zenith was part of Chicago, but I didn't know like what capacity it was Chicago. Like I thought it might have been from Chicago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
People that are like under 35, what is Zenith?
We gonna get into it, but like I'm just giving some history about how I came up with this, and I knew that Zenith was owned
Chicago,
by LG, owned by LG also. Those two things I knew, so I was like, let me go down. And when I started researching, just in the first like 5 minutes, oh boy. I was like, we gotta. Remember, I was like, this is the next episode.
Yeah.
Because this is. I know, no one is talking about this. I know.
You don't know.
I know that.
You don't know that.
I mean, look, where has it been? It ain't nobody been on the internet talking about it.
Because you didn't see it doesn't mean no one.
Come on, don't do that. Like you know, ain't nobody been on the. Ain't nobody been out there talking about it.
I just like being problematic.
Yeah, I don't know why. With me, shoot.
With everybody, what you mean?
Anyway, let's get it cracking, y'all. Let's get it cracking. Today we talking about Zenith. We are talking about Zenith.
This is really fun.
This is very good. That's what I'm saying. Also, the answer to today's trivia question at the top will come in the episode. So you got to stick around and you'll listen to it. Listen for it, all right? Because I'll be blatant about it.
Yeah.
But today is about Zenith, right? And the story of that company. If you don't know who Zenith is or what Zenith is, ask your old ass grandmama and granddaddy. they probably had a Zenith something in their house. So you've seen Zenith at some point. Everybody has used something that Zenith is made.
That's wild.
And I will tell you what that is later. But let's start at the top. This story, they started out as the Chicago Radio Laboratory in 1918 by two dudes, Ralph Matthews and Carl Hassel. Ralph was from Chicago. He was a Chicago native. And Carl Hassel was a Pennsylvanian. And they met
at war.
At war.
Yeah,
World War I. World War I. That's when they met. Yeah. And they were in the Great Lakes Naval Training Academy. And they both worked on radio waves for the Navy and that kind of stuff. So they loved that. And that's how they bonded and became friends and was like, yo, we share passion. Right. Let's do this. Right.
Let's talk about radios.
Yeah. Let's do that. And
what a passion.
But that was their passion.
Sure.
They talked about it. So they came to Chicago and worked here out of a garage. Like you say, every dope story starts with a garage.
Yeah, and then they become multi-billionaires. And then unethical. And they fly in penises to space.
Damn. They fly penises to space. What?
Phallic shaped vehicles to space.
I was like, whoa, what is going on in the galaxy? No. Shit. I was like, damn, that's wild. I don't know why I believed that. Anyway, so 1918, they came here, right? They were in Chicago. After World War I, they started, they actually took refuge in 5525 North Sheridan Road
Yeah.
In a garage at that time, the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Right now, if you go there right now, it is the Edgewater Plaza condominiums in its place. But the Edgewater Beach Hotel was the hangout spot for rich people, really. Right. But, I mean, you was hanging out there, and they had their test bunker.
Was right there.
Was there on the property.
That's crazy.
And they were testing out the stuff that they were making. So, pretty crazy. You can actually go right there, and that's where Zenith essentially started.
Yeah. There's no like plaque or anything, but it's right in that area.
Right in that area. Now,
or parking. There's definitely no parking.
Yeah, take the bus. Right. And which is a crazy bus sign right across the street.
I think it's because of the construction. They got the little.
It's very temporary. Yeah. But now, so that was the laboratory that they did the testing. That was a testing site, is what they were calling it, right? For the Chicago Radio Laboratory.
Yeah.
Now, the business was actually ran out of Ralph's apartment, which was located 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
5 minutes today's time away. Right. 1316 West Carmen.
Yep.
It was located right over there, and that's where they did business. Now, they had two spots, right? The reason why they had two spots is, for one, they didn't want people to find out what they were doing, right? So that's where the test station came from. Also, the test station was simply that, test station. But they needed a place for the business, right?
Yeah.
And so they used his apartment. Now, you probably like, yo, so what's up with this? How did the radio, like, all right, that's cool for radio. The reason why they had the test bunker is because there was also like a war going on, like for the airwaves and the airspace in Chicago.
Not a literal war.
Not a literal war, but damn near close.
Competitive war.
Competitive war to the point where it was gangs. It was violence. For example,
that's crazy.
If you were about to, in those times, if you were about to use some radio waves in Chicago, they was going to pull up on you 30 minutes before you about to throw that signal and knock your shit over.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So there was like multiple competing companies.
Multiple people. Not really companies. People at the time that were trying to create this space, because Chicago, what Ralph and Carl realized was that this is a prime location. Yeah. Chicago is pretty dope. You know what I mean? For airwaves.
Right.
And so they wanted to kind of be at the forefront of this. So they worked in secrecy because they didn't want the hassle, Carl Hassel, the hassle of what was going on around that time.
Yeah, but it's wild that he put his home address.
Yeah,
like even on flyers and stuff, it says 1316.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's crazy. It was so crazy. Speaking of how crazy that was, it was so crazy in these times with the radio gangs and the fight for airspace that in 1921, Ralph got city officials to create the Executive Radio Council. And the sole purpose was to regulate these airspace so people can coexist.
Right. So really, it wasn't like a monopoly for one.
Yes.
And, they're trying to bring each other down.
Right. It was, all right, you get some space here, you get some space there, right? You know what I mean? So that's what they were trying to do. Keep that in mind, because that kind of plays a part. Actually, at that same year, right around that same time, they hired a guy that they had met. His name was Eugene F. McDonald. They hired him to come on and help out with this, and I didn't write it down in my notes, but I remember this. It was called the Chicago Plan.
Oh,
and their plan, not the plan of Chicago, Daniel Burnham, but the Chicago Plan, and the plan was to get these airways regulated so that they can create what product they needed. So they hired Eugene F. McDonald to come in. He also worked on the Navy base, and that's how they met him, both of them. And they were like, yo, let's take us to the new heights. He was good. He was a dope salesperson, particularly car salesperson. I read how he became to them. He heard about how dope they were at making radios and making radio for a car. He said he pulled up to him and was like, hey, make me this car radio. They did.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, I'll work with y'all.
Wow.
That's kind of the gist of what happened there. So 1921, keep that in mind. The Executive Radio Council was created. Ralph, he created that. He went to him and they said, okay, we'll do this. This makes sense. Also that same year, guess what was created and founded here in Chicago?
What?
The National Association for Broadcasters, NAB. That is a huge convention that happens every year in Las Vegas, where all kind of broadcasters and things, they link up and show new technology, show what's going on, and show how they're going to broadcast. That started right here, 1921, at the Drake Hotel, y'all.
That's crazy.
You hear so many horror stories about like the gangs going to Drake Hotel, but you don't hear about like the NAB, which is huge and still around today.
Yeah.
In great fashion.
A lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is still around.
Yes. Also, fun fact, the NAB is who created the warning labels on TV shows now.
Oh.
Yes.
Like the
TVMA, PG-13, all that. They created that.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So that started. So that's thing one of history today. As I drop my pen, but that's the first bit of history. Not first bit, but big one right
Yeah.
there.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's exactly. Look, I'm too far from the button now.
That's what she said.
All right, but what were they working on though? What were
Yeah.
they working on? What product were they working on? And this is what they were working on. They were testing out in the bunker the 9ZN. Okay, the 9ZN. You can look up a picture of it. It is a very big box. Yeah, it's a large box. Radio wave. And Eugene McDonald was at the forefront of helping create that for them, and that was their the first of it of any kind type of device that they were using. Right now, with Eugene in the mix, they created that he kind of steered them in a direction that made more sense. Okay, because are you gonna buy something that's the 9ZN? Probably. I mean, I might buy it, but like. People gonna be like, what is that thing called?
Right.
What is that?
It's not the catchiest name.
It's not the catchiest. So they had started calling it the Zenith, playing off of the Z and the N, ZN, and then ninth, 9.
Yeah.
So they played off of that. Obviously, it's in 9ZN, Zenith. That's how they came up with Zenith. But they spelled it Z-NITH. Zenith.
Oh.
Well, McDonald was like, nah. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. This is people don't know what you're talking about, right?
Wow.
So he said, let's change the name to Zenith with a Z, the way it's spelled today, ZENITH, and he added the lightning bolt to it.
That made it catchy.
Yeah, that's what made it catchy. And he was a salesperson. He knew that this was going to work for him. So he changed it to Zenith. Not only did he change it to Zenith, he changed the whole company, Chicago Radio Laboratory, to Zenith Radio Corporation, and that was the beginning of how that got started, how Zenith came to be the actual name. Remember, we talked about Motorola. If you had a good product, they just called it what the product's name was. That's what the company was. You know what I mean? Like, so Motorola was the Motorola. And Zenith was the Zenith product. Now, after that, during this time, I'm going to sum up some stuff because there's a lot of dope stuff here. Y'all going to be like, get the hell out of here. From 1924 to 1955, they had a run like none other, right? They had probably one of the craziest runs that you could ever think of in those 3 decades. The first thing that they did, and the reason why I'm pointing this one out, is they moved to their first major factory at 3620 South Iron Street. Sarah and I went there.
We did.
It's a little shack.
It's a little shack. It's a big shack.
It's a big shack. Yeah,
it's a shack though. Nonetheless,
it's a shack, right? Yeah.
You can't walk to it, but you can see it through the parking lot gate.
Yes.
It's still standing.
Right.
And
still right there.
If you do make it there, Mars Brewing.
Yeah, Mars Brewing
is right next door, so you can pop in, have a beer and a pizza.
Yes.
If you want to go check that out.
Yeah, and they got some
pretty cool.
good beers there too.
Yeah. Really good ciders and beers and stuff.
Yeah, but there's some history if you want to see it. And it's a building that is gated off. Yeah. You would never think in a million years to think that this is something historic.
Right.
But that was their first major factory. And the reason why I bring up factories is because they had literally like 10 or 12 factories around Chicago.
Right.
Because they were popping up all over the place. Literally all over Chicago because they were booming.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to do a lot of things, which is a segue to what happened. I'm going to list off some dope things
that they were first at.
That they were first at here in Chicago that Zenith created. And y'all about to have your mind blown. First things first, they created the first portable radio, 1924. I told you that. The next thing, they created push button tuning in 1927.
Wow.
So the ability to press a button and they go to that station, that was them. They created, now it's about to get crazy now. We're going to go from 1927 to 1939. Two things happened. The first electric TV station in the United States came right out of here in Chicago. What? The first TV station of any kind also in Chicago happened. Now, let me break that down for y'all.
Okay.
Let me break that down because this is about to blow y'all mind too, all right? So, 1939, the first TV station testing did happen. It happened on what was called Channel 1, okay? Channel 1. And the point of Channel 1 was testing, again, Zenith. Yeah. They tested a lot of things. But because of the radio waves, similar to the radio waves, I should say, gangs, there were TV airwave gangs. Wow. And really, it was the FCC, which also started not in Chicago, but because of Zenith, what they were doing, they were just creating stuff in these airways and figuring out how to do it. The FCC was formed. Another fun fact. Crazy. Yeah, the FCC was formed, not here in Chicago, but because of Chicago. Now, like I said, 1939, but the wars was the quote unquote wars were happening. It was 2 years until the first TV station actually went live, Zenith. And that's because the FCC said, nah, it's too crazy. We're going to put a halt on everything. And so just stopped it all.
Wow.
1941, Zenith broadcast for the first time TV, and the call sign was W9XBK. And that was one of the first few stations allowed to air. Now,
on TV or radio?
TV.
Okay.
This is TV. Now, we continue in 1943, it became commercialized. Chicago's first commercial station happened, okay? And that call sign, it went from W9XBK to WBKB. It changed its call sign, okay? And that was in 1943.
Okay.
After that, it was the war got even crazier, right? Because NBC was like, yo, wait a minute. Zenith can't be doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what are they doing? Like we want this. And the FCC liked Zenith, liked NBC, so they granted the rights to a station. I should say they also, when it officially launched in Chicago, it went to Channel 2. They gave NBC, booted them from Channel 2 and made them go to Channel 4.
NBC went to Channel 4.
NBC went to Channel 2, took over Channel 2.
Okay, and who went to Channel 4?
Zenith.
Okay.
Zenith station.
Who's at Channel 1?
That was a testing.
Oh,
that was a testing.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when that all realigned, they were like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like, cool. I guess we'll do that. Now, in the meantime, now everything is kind of like lining up and doing what they're doing. 1948, two stations here in Chicago went live. WGN on Channel 9 and ABC, Channel 7. They went live. And now, keep in mind.
And those are still 7 and 9, right?
Still 7 and 9. And now, obviously, we know it's, with Comcast and cable and all that kind of stuff. Right. But according to the frequency,
it's ABC.
That's 7.
Yeah.
It's Channel 7 at the end of the day, right? That's how it all works. Now, after a little while, Zenith said, hey, we got a new idea we about to come out with. And that happened what year was this? That's the next station. 1950. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, then I'm going to go back. 1950, the first paid subscription TV service, the Phonovision, happened.
Wow.
But from Zenith. The thought of that was you literally get on the phone, you say, hey, look, I want this. And they say, all right, bet. And you tune to that station.
So it's like streaming.
Like streaming. It was literally streaming.
But you're not streaming because streaming is internet, but
But that was the first paid subscription.
Paid subscription.
Yeah. So there's Zenith there with the first paid subscription. Now, FCC wasn't messing with that either. They was like, no, hell no.
They don't have long-term vision. That's why.
Well, you couldn't. They were like, we can't regulate what you saying. Like, because keep in mind, around this time, the first presidential debate is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the presidential elections and all that stuff is starting to be televised.
Right.
So you can't be pushing no propaganda that's against what people are trying to make you understand.
I see.
So that's why the FCC was like, nah, hell no. And they stopped that. So when they stopped that, what happened was ABC and this, at the time, United Paramount Theaters, they merged and brought along Zenith station, WBKB, and they combined, and that is today's current Channel 7.
Wow.
Yes.
So NBC.
No, ABC, and whatever that other one is
and Paramount.
and Paramount.
Or-
Well,
not
that version.
Paramount, not
Yeah.
today's Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zenith
became
Channel 7. Today's
so
Channel 7.
ABC technically owns the
Yes.
oldest.
Yes, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. ABC has
Even though NBC is technically like Channel 2.
right, but CBS
Zenith existed before.
Yeah, but CBS took over that too. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so a lot of NBC, there was national, and then there was the commercial, the local, right?
I see.
So yes, but
Wow.
ABC is technically the oldest TV station in Chicago.
That's crazy.
Ain't that crazy, y'all? But there were two dates in between that I didn't even tell you about. 1940. Here's another ridiculous one.
Mm-hmm.
The first FM TV radio station went live in Chicago.
Wow.
Huh. And that call sign in February 1940, the testing call sign was W9XE, similar to the W9XBK. That went live. January 1st, the FCC said, all right, there's 15 that can go live across the country. And Chicago's call sign was W51C. And that broadcasted from the Field building, named after Marshall Field, who, again, had plugs back in his time.
Yeah.
So they named it after him. And the building that it is today, it changed its name to the LaSalle building.
Right.
Over on LaSalle, 135 South LaSalle Street, which is also the site of the first skyscraper in the world.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yo.
What is it? Home
The home insurance building.
insurance building.
Was right there. And that's
in the side of that building.
in the side of that building, and that's where the first FM radio signal was transmitted from. Now that signal changed.
Crazy.
In 1946, they changed the call sign to WEFM for Eugene F. McDonald. In 1947, the frequency changed to 99.5. And 1972.
Nobody says 99.5.
Yeah, well, it's
Point.
significant. It's significant. I'm sure back in those days they were saying .5.
0.5.
Whatever. They were saying something. But 1972, that moved to the Hancock building for a better signal. Mm-hmm. And guess what that station is today?
What?
It's still 99.5, US 99.5, Chicago's hottest country radio.
Oh, wow.
And that is considered one of the oldest radio stations in America.
Wow.
Y'all.
That's wild.
Y'all, Chicago is lit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I got a whole new respect for USFM.
And you said that W
Yes.
meant something.
Yes, if you're wondering what W means, if you ever see like here's this WKRB, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
Well, I have an answer for you. If the Mississippi line is the dividing line, if the radio station is from the West Coast, the call sign begins with a K.
West of the Mississippi.
West of the Mississippi. If it's to the east of the Mississippi, it begins with W. So you immediately know where you are.
I wonder if like the W and the K were just arbitrary, or
That part I didn't
like,
find out.
if
I don't know.
They meant something.
That's a good call. Maybe I find out and
Yeah.
do some research. But if anybody's
That's
wondering,
interesting.
if you're ever wondering, that's what the W and the K.
Yeah.
That's how the call signs are.
Wow.
Pretty dope. So shout out to US 99. I'm actually like got a little bit more respect for y'all now. ABC 7, I got way more respect.
Yeah,
I didn't
way more.
I didn't know that y'all was like the way we mess with WGN here.
I know.
I thought that was the oldest, but no, man, like that was dope. So, little history lesson there. What happened next after that? All right. Well, the pay TV subscription stuff didn't really pan out. That didn't pan out. And
they were just a few decades too early.
Yeah, and they bet big on that. And also keep in mind, in the 70s all the way to the 90s, you got competition now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Magnavox is making stuff. Toshiba is making TV.
Yeah.
You got all these TV companies. Also, I forgot one thing. 1955. 1955. Here's what they created. the first ever remote control.
Wow.
They created the first remote control.
So you had to get up every time before the 1955.
Sure did. You had to get up. Yeah, you had to get up.
I bet that's why you had kids, so they could
Yeah, right. So
sitting on the floor
change that goddamn channel. Shit. I ain't getting up. But like I said, the competition got stiff for them. They couldn't really survive, right? They couldn't really survive. Too many people were doing too many different things. They had their hand in too many pots and were getting shut down by FCC and all kind of stuff. It just the business eventually went bankrupt. 1998, they went bankrupt, and the last factory closed.
Sad.
It is very sad. 1999, the very next year, LG purchased what was left of the assets here in America and kept them around. The name Zenith is still around. They still are a company, partner
They're
with
still
LG.
based in Illinois.
Yeah, right. They still based in Illinois, Lincolnshire. So if you want to go to Lincolnshire, they are still there. There's a headquarters there, Zenith. So they are still around. But long story short, Zenith really changed the way we communicate and the way we see things in TV and radio. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody talks about that enough. And I think that's some dope ass Chicago history.
That is really dope.
That's some dope ass Chicago history.
Oh, look at that.
Man, look, y'all.
Bet y'all learned like 3 facts.
Man, y'all did. Y'all did. Speaking of one last thing, though. One last thing. So if you want to see another one of the buildings, there's several buildings that you can go see.
Oh, yeah.
I can list it all out, but one cool one in particular, we outlined one of them already, but one cool building that you want to go to is over at 6433 Ravenswood over in Rogers Park. The Chicago Industrial Arts and Design Center, that building right there on the corner was actually one of the places that they used as a factory. So if you look at the 3rd floor of that building, look up, that is literally the same building where they manufactured the product. Another note, and I know I got a lot of notes here, when they were booming, they hired women in a time when people weren't hiring women, and they were technical jobs. Now, I was reading, was it fair pay?
Women in STEM.
Was it fair pay? No.
Probably not.
No.
Not probably, definitely not.
But they were giving and treating them decently.
Great.
Yeah. Zenith, I mean, that was a good thing for them as American Chicago.
When they treat them decently.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. You know what I mean? But they were treating them nicer than, what the hell was going on over at the stockyards.
Oh yeah, that's fast.
I mean, that's not saying it's the proudest, but at a time where women weren't getting no love, shit, at least Zenith was giving you a job and was not being too much of an asshole. Yeah. So that was just a couple notes that I wanted to put. But there you go, Zenith, a Chicago legend, y'all.
Yeah, that's dope.
Chicago legend, man. Look, now I'm hungry.
Literally or figuratively?
Figuratively.
Amazing. Let's talk about food after the break.
After the break, y'all, we're gonna talk about food. But man, I'm stuck on that Zenith stuff, man. Yeah, I'm stuck on Zenith, man. Anyway, let's go.
All right. Other way. Volume other way. There it is.
See, you don't normally be watching me. That's how I always do it.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I got a new perspective in this new office.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at the food portion of today's episode. I'm really excited about this place.
Yeah.
Because it's a cuisine that we haven't talked about before. And actually, I don't think either one of us has had this before.
I know neither one of us.
Yeah.
Well, at least I know I ain't had it.
Right. I've never had it. I've obviously, once we had it, I was like, the flavors seem familiar. But, I've never had this cuisine before. So we went to a Somalian restaurant called Safari Somalian Cuisine. And it's basically someone's mom
literally
cooking in the
mama
in
just
the
cooking just one lady cooking all the
whole
food.
Restaurant.
Yep,
it's crazy,
y'all.
It blew my mind.
We literally walk in, there is no menu. It's just what she cooking that day,
what she made that day. That's what you're going to eat. Because I walked up, I was like, do we order at the counter or do we sit down? And she was like, oh, you can order here. I was like, great. Is there a menu? She's like, no.
This is what we got.
I was like, great. So what do we have? And she started listing things off, and I was like, you know what? Just give us whatever what you think we would like.
Yeah.
And each one of us a plate.
Yeah, we got a plate. Yep.
And that's literally, I think it's just her son.
Yeah,
maybe,
I think so. Somebody
back there with her, just at the register.
Yep. Serving. It looked like he was helping. He helping doing something to hand, maybe stirring the pot every now and then. I don't know.
Yeah. And the place has been there for 5 years.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So it survived a pandemic.
Yes, that's right.
And I bet you it's because that tastes
Food is good.
It tastes like a homemade meal.
Right, it does. If
You know what I mean?
If you down and out and you just want some home good cooking,
Yeah, you just want a hug.
you literally, that's what you're going there for.
You're gonna get a hug.
You're going to get a hug.
And it looks like a lot of people, a lot of Somalian people eat there, and that's how I knew it was gonna be good. If you the people that eat that food are eating at that restaurant,
Yeah, you know the food's
are there,
good.
you know that shit's gonna be good.
Yeah, right. And so, mind you, y'all, this is on close to Devon Street. It's Devon? I mean, I was right. I don't know what that street just kicked my ass.
Devon is a person.
Yeah.
Devon is the street.
Is the street. But it was over there in Westridge. And if y'all remember, there's a very diverse part of town here in Chicago. And this
You say Westridge?
yeah, Westridge. It was Westridge. And it's so dope. So dope to kind of like see Somalian.
Yeah.
Because I
agree.
honestly, we've talked about a lot of demographics here in Chicago, and you haven't talked about Somalian.
Yeah, I genuinely have it.
Yeah.
The address of this place is 6319 Northridge Avenue, and the meat is halal. If that is something that's important to you, they do serve halal. They serve beef, goat, or fish. Those are their 3 ingredients. Depends on what is there that day is what you're gonna get. There is a menu online, and that's what threw me off. That's why I asked for a menu, because I had looked online and I saw that people posted a menu.
That's just people coming together.
Yeah. No, there's a physical menu, like a picture of the menu posted. And so I was confused when she was like, there's no menu. I was like, oh, okay, great.
Maybe they just don't have no paper menu.
Maybe
right now, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they changed up what they were doing.
Switch it up, huh?
Yeah, but well, let's talk about what we ate.
Yeah.
So we each got a plate. My plate was rice, cabbage, spinach, potato, and peas, and goat.
Yeah, both plates had goat.
Both plates had goat. It's the carbs that were different.
Yeah, mine was spaghetti. But let's talk about the rice. The rice.
So the rice was impeccable.
Yes.
It had sour cherries in it, and which could have I think sour cherries and raisins.
Yeah, they
both were in there.
They look similar.
Yeah, and it was basmati rice, and it's the rice that you could see each individual grain of rice by itself.
Yeah, that rice.
You know how hard that is?
Yeah,
not to smush rice.
Yeah, especially with my eyes too. Shit. You know what I realized? I gotta look at the phone. I gotta look at anything holding this shit out now if I ain't got my glasses on. So is that?
I mean, did you not know that before?
I mean, I kind of knew, but like it's bad now. Damn. Like I'm good now. Like I'm good. Like with my glasses on, I could see
Yeah,
whatever.
you're wearing your glasses. That's
Man, you take them bad boys off. I gotta hold this at least 3 feet away.
I mean, you pushing 40.
That's crazy. If it's got to be big lettering too. God damn. I noticed that last night. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's called aging.
Yeah. Look, I feel people flattering me. You look young. You don't look 40.
You look young and you feel young.
Yeah, right.
You have a young spirit.
But the way my eyes working.
And your knees.
No. My knees good. My knees are good. Don't do me.
Depends on the day.
No, that's just normal.
The sounds you make getting up and down.
Sometimes it's you know when my tailbone and that feel 40.
Yeah.
That bad boy feels 60 actually.
That's because of the way you sit.
I be sitting wrong.
You sit like low.
Yeah.
You have to sit on your butt. You can't
slouch.
sit. Yeah. And you slouch. You're editing. You're playing video games. You're sitting low. So that's why that hurts.
Yeah.
But if you sat on your butt.
Sorry,
and your butt's cushiony, so you know.
Wow. Yo, somebody gonna be hey, bro, my man got dumps. Hold on, slow down. Yeah,
you do. It is what it is. You gotta just embrace it.
I bet you that one dude online, he like it.
I know there was this one guy went crazy.
He did.
He commented on like every post hitting on Dario.
Yeah,
I was like, whatever's gonna get these views, my guy. Go crazy.
Hey, I wouldn't. Hey,
Go
whatever,
crazy.
man. Whatever,
Yeah.
man. Much love to you, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
And he had the audacity to say no homo.
Yeah,
I
he
was
did.
like,
Come on now, yeah.
sir.
Don't be toxic and you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
right.
and shoot your shot.
Yeah, right. You can't.
Yeah, one or the other, bro.
If
Which
you're
one
gonna shoot your shot,
just shoot it.
Shoot it.
Just shoot it. Don't be toxic.
Don't be toxic. Nobody trying to hear that.
You
shit.
know. Anyway, food. It was
right.
It was good.
So the spinach was really good. Everything seemed like it was a stew. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it was cooked for a long period of time. The goat was like falling apart.
Man, that
if I'm
goat
being
was
honest.
that fire.
Yeah, and it's a huge serving.
Yeah, what I tell you, I don't think I've ever had goat like in that kind of consistency.
Yeah.
but B, that tender. I mean, we done had
super tender.
We done had a lot of goat.
Yeah,
a lot. You know what I mean? Like, but that was.
It was very tender.
That was
it
good.
looks like she starts cooking the day before,
right?
And it cooks all night, like to the morning.
Yeah,
I feel like. And then she just keeps it on a simmer.
Yeah.
And like literally that's what I think she does. And then she makes a huge pot of rice and a huge pot of spaghetti.
Boy,
and
that flavor is in there too, y'all.
It is super flavorful. And everything, and so the potatoes, peas, and carrots, amazing. Mm-hmm. The cabbage was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't had like a stewed cabbage like that in a while.
Yes.
And then the spinach was really great. The rice was impeccable. I can't stress enough how good this rice was.
With the potato.
But then the hot sauce that came on the side, it's like the consistency of a salsa, right, like a hot salsa,
literally, y'all,
and it is spicy
a drop of that, I don't know what it is,
I don't know,
but a drop of that, you really good. I could have now I've only got really two critiques, so, and this kind of goes along with, I'm gonna talk about the spaghetti. The spaghetti was fantastic, y'all. It honestly had the flavor of, I say this with love, but black people spaghetti. it tastes like that. You go to a barbecue, a family get together, and it tastes just like that. Now, the thing is,
what is black people spaghetti? Like, what is
it's hard to describe. It's not, Italians don't like it.
But
they'd be like, that ain't spaghetti.
But like, do you know what is in the tomato sauce?
I really don't know or care. I just know that I know by the look of it.
Yeah.
When it's spaghetti sauce and it's mixed all in, and then you see like some meat sauce, that's black people spaghetti.
Gotcha.
Yes,
so it's just a vibe.
Yeah, it's just a vibe. That's all black people spaghetti is a vibe, and then the flavor got to be there. Black people spaghetti is a vibe. Yeah. That's what it is.
Okay.
Now,
fair.
Now, here's where my two
black people in general are
our vibe. We just a vibe. Everything we do, we be on beat every time we do something. We just a vibe. So here's my two critiques. There wasn't enough sauce, y'all, because I don't want y'all to be like, oh man, he pumping this spaghetti up and it was dry. Now it's not dry. It's just not a lot of sauce. Okay,
do you like a saucy spaghetti?
Yeah, I like a saucy. I could have used a lot more. Now that's not to say that it wasn't good, because we smacked that shit. That shit was so good. It was so good.
It was gone.
It was gone. And
it's a big serving.
A huge serving.
You know those like oval plates?
Right. Yeah, right.
that are like the size of half of the table. That is the serving size.
And
I would say each plate is good for two people.
And it's angel hair.
Yeah.
It was angel hair.
Right.
So that's critique number one. And then critique number two, is my opinion, not enough of the hot sauce. That hot sauce was the star.
I feel like you could ask for more. That's not.
But they give you like a little Robitussin cup. They give you a Robitussin cup of sauce.
And 1 milliliter cup.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so those are only two, and those are not big at all. Like, I'm just nitpicking.
Not at all.
Damn. If you get a recap like that, big homie, just don't come back. Don't even stay off the internet for a long time.
Damn.
She telling people. But it was good. It was that was really good.
Yeah.
The whole thing was so good.
Yeah.
You want to know something that I was thinking too? When we said we're going to a Somalian restaurant, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, was hesitating.
You were.
I was hesitating.
You're like, I don't know if this is gonna hit.
Right. I didn't know if it was gonna
the way I needed to.
Well, here's the thing: is our last day in Egypt. I was sick.
That's because you have a little sensitive American stomach.
No, I don't know.
It is.
Possibly, but still. So in my head, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, this is the last time I was here. They pretty close together, you know?
Right.
That's what I was thinking. But however, I was pleasantly wrong, y'all. I was pleasantly wrong about this.
I would say the flavors are similar to like North African cuisine. Yeah. Like the potato, the cabbage, very like you find it in like Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, like that stewy vibes.
It was different.
It's similar flavors, but I mean, I've never had it before, but like everything I ate, I was like, oh, this is amazing. It's really good. If you like, I would say it's like comfort food. Like, don't go expecting like a restaurant experience, because it's definitely not that. No, it's
definitely not that.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Your ass gonna be sitting up in there eating, drinking Mountain Dew out of can. Stop it.
Yeah, but if you are going for a good hearty meal, that's what they got. That's what they got for you.
This meal is good at any time.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
But now the winter coming up.
the winter time. Oh, you gonna be this?
I'm gonna be craving.
We're gonna have to go back.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back.
I'm already like ready to go back.
Yeah.
It was
that shit was good.
And they have other things. I want to try the fish. They have chicken.
You tell them about
their chicken about to go crazy.
Yeah, you know that chicken go crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all, look, I'm gonna say this on the podcast. I don't think I ever said this on the podcast. Y'all, the rest of the world got some fire ass chicken.
Chicken.
And I'm talking about not the shit that you ain't tasted because you got it from here, like and it's from, Chinatown. I'm talking about go to the rest of the world. The rest of the world's chicken chicken specifically is going crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite chicken joint, one of my favorite chicken joints, because there's a lot of good ones here in Chicago. I ain't get twisted. But my favorite chicken joint is in Jordan right now.
Yeah.
That place.
So good.
That place, y'all, this chicken had me pause in the middle of a bite and put the chicken down. Was like, look, I got to say this. This is a great piece of chicken. This is fire. Yeah, so anyway, the rest of the world going crazy.
Yeah.
Now, here's what this place does on Sundays. Did you tell me that?
Yeah.
On Sundays.
They got camel meat.
Camel meat, y'all.
Like
they import camel.
Like it's Happy Wednesday hump day.
Right.
Camel meat.
Yeah.
Which is not very uncommon in other parts of the world, the deserty part of the world.
Right.
People eat camel all the time.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
If you own camels are very expensive. And so like if you own a set of camels, you're rich. Like when we were in the desert, if you see people riding around with a few camels, they got money. They got money because you sell the milk is expensive, the meat is expensive, breeding them is expensive, and they're very well taken care of.
Y'all, look, let me tell you, the suspension on my camel when I rode that bad boy, I felt like I was not going too far. That camel is strong, y'all. Yeah. Like, if you ride a camel, if you get the chance, ride a camel.
But I would say it's like scary getting up and going down. Getting up there. Because the way they get up is their back legs go up first, and then their front legs go up.
So you're
like facing down for a few seconds, and the same thing, their back legs go down first, so you tilt back, and then their front legs go down. So
I tell you one thing. Also, do some stretches before you get on. Do some stretches. Your boy's growing. Taint was just.
Tainted.
I had one ball on the left and one ball on the right, and it was,
no one needed that graphic ass.
No, I'm just saying.
Bleep all that out.
I'm just saying. Your boy was riding cowboy.
No, cowboys ride horses.
Yeah, them horses. I don't know if I need my shit hurt right now thinking about it. Okay, all right.
So gross.
This went left. No, this went left. It did go left. Yeah. But I'm done.
But yeah, so and they do like different meals on different days. I believe like Wednesday they make fish. They have like some Ethiopian dishes that they cook some days of the week. So it's basically like maybe you can call ahead if you are allergic or you're curious about what they are serving that day. But I promise you probably will not be disappointed.
Because a girl can be like, you getting what we get. she literally, that's how she nice.
Get.
I don't want to paint that picture.
So nice.
She's super nice. Yeah.
She was so nice.
Let me definitely not paint that picture.
I definitely was like, so do you make all the food? She was like, yeah. I was like, no one helps you? She's like, no, it's just me.
She was cool about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to come in.
And when I tell you that place is clean.
Yeah.
It is like spotless.
Well, she looked like she also get mad at that little boy that's back there and be like, hey, look, didn't I tell your goofy ass nothing? Yeah, she seemed like she got her shit under.
And I will say, like, she's Muslim. She was wearing the hijab. So, like, I would say for Muslims, there's a lot of, like, cleaning rituals that have to take place for the things to be sanitary around food.
Cleaning rituals?
Yeah. Like, there's certain things that are, like, not allowed into food space. Like, you know how white people bathe their children in the kitchen sink?
Yeah.
That is not a thing in the Middle East. Like, you do not put your poopy child in the kitchen sink. That is just not a sanitary thing. So yeah, things like that would never happen. So like restaurants where it says halal, I guarantee you it's probably going to be cleaner than any other restaurant.
Clean as halal.
Yeah.
You know? All right.
Well, that is all.
That's it.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, go ahead, send it to someone you like. If you're new here, welcome. We're so happy you are here.
Happy to have you back here.
Not back. It's your first time. But if you did not like this episode,
that's too bad.
I don't know what to tell you. This was like a really good one. I held all of my jokes in. I didn't cuss anyone out. I only said that's what she said like 3 times. You can definitely listen to this with your kids.
You can, no, I kind of flew off the handle.
Oh
today.
yeah, at the end.
At the end,
back of the bus section doesn't count.
It stay lit.
Yeah.
We out. Bye.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed that. Please follow us on all social media at 77 Flavors Shy. And if you have any ideas and things you want to learn about, please email us at media@77flavorsshy.com.
Yeah, and if you could, also head on over to our YouTube channel, same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, and give us a follow, give us a like, and give us a good rating there. Make some comments.
Only
Go ahead and
if you
subscribe.
like it.
We love y'all. See you next week.